My client came to me because she didn't feel comfortable with the colors that she received from other color analysis professionals. She was analyzed as a true autumn by the seasonal color analysis. So she trusted the color analysts and believed that she now can wear bright autumn colors. Now let me show you the color palette that my client received, the true autumn color palette. And here you can also see one of the images that my client sent to me. And when you look closely, she is wearing one of the recommended colors. Now here you can see one example with the color that was recommended to her in her true autumn palette. This sweater has the wrong color, but this hair color is also wrong for her, as well as the eye makeup. As you can see, this type of eye makeup I would recommend for someone who has bright chroma, a high clarity level, and can wear black, because this is a black eyeliner, black mascara. But since she also booked a hair color palette, I will analyze her hair color in the next video. Here I will just focus on the wardrobe color. Let's analyze the hue first. And I want you to pay attention to the details that I will reveal in these steps. This sweater color is from her palette, and it goes back to a true blue. You can see the root color here. And when you take this root color and you compare that to her perfect frequencies, you will find that the coolest type of blue-green that she can wear is mint green. She cannot go any cooler because that will create a lot of dissonance for her. Now here you can see that on the color spectrum. The mint green is very far away from the true blue, which creates this type of dissonance. The clothing color lives separate from her. It is not one with her body. Now, when you choose the right color in hue, chroma, depth, and contrast, you will look like you are one with the outfit. And this is what creates an impact visually. Now let's analyze the chroma. The chroma of the sweater is medium to soft, which is perfect chroma for her. And depth is deep. This is already a deep depth color. And since she is not a deep depth type, I would not recommend her wearing such deep colors, especially not in this spectrum. Now for certain hues, you can go darker than your actual depth type. But in this spectrum, it only creates dissonance. Now, there are two reasons why this teal is wrong for her. It was hue and it was depth. And the chroma might be the only reason why you say, well, she looks okay. What are you complaining? If not all aspects are aligned with you, hue, chroma, depth, and contrast, you will not look fully radiant. You may look okay, but if you're going for okay, you don't need to watch this video. This video and my channel is for those who want perfect alignment, because their number one goal is, and that is what I find with all my clients, is they value their health as the most important asset they have in life. Now, you might value other things, for example, fun. You may enjoy just playing with colors. You can do that. If that is your main goal in life, and if that is what you enjoy the most, go. My system is not made for everyone. Now here you can see a before and after. I applied the teal now to the proper analysis image because that is very important. I ask my clients to create color analysis images in a very specific way. It's not just a photograph. Now in this before image, you can see what the color does to her coloring. Now you don't see her hair color, but we can observe what it does to her eyes and her skin. This color is extremely dissonant to her skin tone. Her skin looks dull, sagging, and bluish. The blemishes are emphasized. Her under eye shadows are also emphasized. The bone structure is blurry. There's no focus point. It looks more messy. She looks tired, and it is energy draining. Compare that to the after image where I applied the mint green, a proper mint green aligned in hue, chroma, and depth. It is harmonious to her skin tone. Her skin looks fresh and lifted. Her under eye shadows are reduced. Bone structure is more clear. It is now a focus on her eyes. So her eyes are more radiant. They are not as blurry and grayish as with the other color. She looks polished and put together. She looks empowered, feminine, and accomplished. She also looks younger because now she's energized. She doesn't look tired at all. She looks like she's about to do something tremendous, and people who see her in that color will have a real interest in being around her because she will have the right type of energy around her that will create impact. While with the other color, she will just look tired. At the moment, the demand is very high for my custom color palettes, so don't wait too long if you want to book yours and get on the waiting list. The link to book is in the description. If you have any questions about this video, leave them in the comments. Also, if you love this video, leave a like and leave a comment. Feel free to share this video with anyone who would benefit from this content, and I recommend watching this video next.